Haile. The 11's posing for the photos before we get underway. The pre-match admin almost done now. Into the final seconds. It is Manuel Balde, given the responsibilities of goalkeeping duties for the home side. There's your referee, Jindo Louis Hungnandande of Benin. It is an all Beninese officiating team. Overseeing the coin toss now between the two captains, and he'll hope for nothing too contentious to deal with over the next couple of hours. Balde will be part of a front three, at least according to the team sheets. The managers do occasionally like to keep the opposition and thus us guessing. Certainly wouldn't be surprised to see Balde alongside Frank Celino Ju, number 9 in the middle, and Elvis Balde on the other wing. Now, and it is a back four of Fally Kande, as mentioned, coming in. Marcelo Diallo, Opa Sangante, and Jefferson Nsada, with Alpha Semedo, Genio Bigel, and Moreto Kasama in midfield. Said Habdamu is the keeper for Ethiopia. Captain Panom is part of a midfield three alongside Demte and Markne. Wandimu, Tafes, and Gezahen are leading the way. So the referee blows the whistle, and away we go in Bissau. The hosts, Guinea-Bissau, get us underway in the third round of group games in qualification for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Guinea-Bissau taking on Ethiopia in Group A. Guinea-Bissau in all red, shooting from left to right as we watch on. Ethiopia in all yellow. Is their away strip. Normally see them forcing a bit more green, but with red in there as well in their away strip. Man who knows all about red, Luis Boamorte, won the Premier League with Arsenal in red and white. Very impressive appointment for Guinea-Bissau. It was after their disappointing showing in Côte d'Ivoire earlier this year. The Guinea-Bissau FA opted to part ways with their Bissau Guinean coach, Bakiro Kande. Spent the best part of a decade with the national side in the 2000s and then returned in 2016. But a new face required. Gabri Medin Haile, also a fairly new face for Ethiopia, appointed in November. His side here with an early free kick and an opportunity to put the ball into the box for the first time. He had less than 2 minutes on the clock. It will be Beniam Demte to take. Why is it in low? Still might cause a bit of chaos. Not sure that was exactly the intended connection for the number 10. Nonetheless, end up with a throw deeper into the Bissau Guinean territory. Fally Kande quite able to deal with that at left back and throwing the ball to Allowed. He's allowed his man to get past him briefly, but just standing on the ball there, I think. Number 8, Kanan Markne. It's another free kick for the away side. A few whistles in the crowd. A little frustrated with this early showing from the home heroes. A few cobwebs to dust off, perhaps. I'm sure Guinea-Bissau would fancy themselves as favourites here. Aside from home advantage, better showing so far in the campaign and the higher ranked, according to FIFA. Shout there for handball from Ethiopia. Referee unswayed. Nicely knocked down. And finally, perhaps Guinea-Bissau can get on their way. Or perhaps not. Goes out for a throw. Elvis Balde there on the left-hand side. Ball played behind him. In terms of those FIFA rankings, Guinea-Bissau 116th currently. Highest in their history was 68th back in 2017. Lowest 195 in 2010, showing just how quickly they progressed. Up well over 100 spots in the space of 7 years. Fallen a little further back now. Ethiopia 145th as things stand. Their lowest 155th, so certainly not the best time for the Ethiopian national side in recent years. Former heavyweight, one of the founding fathers, if you will. Fallen on hard times. They were one of the 3 teams to participate in the inaugural Africa Cup of Nations back in 1957, along with Egypt and Sudan. To turn back the clock here with a strong start and nearly pouncing on a mistake at the back from Guinea-Bissau. Didn't come out on top in that very first AFCON, but did win on home soil in 1962. Yeah, only piece of continental silverware, beating the United Arab Republic in the final after extra time. Success has been elusive since the 60s, though. Qualified for the AFCON in 2013, first time in 31 years. Fell at the group stage, though, as they did in 2021, their only participation since. Had a tough time in the most recent qualifying campaign against mighty Egypt and Guinea. They were even lower in the rankings than Malawi, and indeed did finish bottom of that group. Looking to put together a better qualification campaign here for the World Cup. Never qualified for FIFA's global showpiece. Closest they came was in 2014. 5-0 aggregate victory over Somalia. He joined South Africa, Botswana, and Central African Republic in Group A of the qualifiers. Made it through to the 3rd round after beating the CAR away. Considered a historic, heroic achievement for the country. They were eventually eliminated by Nigeria, though, in the 3rd round. A draw and a loss in their first 2 games as they search to play in, of course, Canada, United States of America and Mexico in 2026. This is an important game for them to try and get some more points on the board. Guinea-Bissau, a tough opponent, particularly on home soil, but one that I think they would back themselves to make life difficult for, in terms of their chances to pick up points along the way here. I think they'll consider themselves certainly in with a shout here. Certainly more so than when they go to Egypt on Monday. Guinea-Bissau far more on the back foot than they would have hoped here in the opening 10 minutes. Struggling to get into the Ethiopian half. Jefferson Nsada using his pace. Impressively so. And then pulled back. Free kick one. Had the momentum. And despite the appeals, innocence of Esvin Tafese, a clear free kick. Picks up a morale-boosting win in the most recent match, Guinea-Bissau, a 2-1 win in a friendly against Sudan in late March. Before that, it had been 4 losses in their last 5. They are finally on the front foot here. The chance might drop for Dew. Trying to turn away. Couldn't do so. They win it back, though, on the edge of the third. Half-hearted appeals for a free kick. Again ignored by the referee, and now Ethiopia will look to counter. It's well worked in the midfield. And there's space for Tafese. To Kasai. Panom, the captain. Looking to hold on to the ball here, Ethiopia. Chance of the quick break snuffed out. He'd rather keep the ball under control. Build up those possession stats. And look to pick their moment. Is this the moment? It's a nice ball. Just bouncing away from Beran. Right back. Just got there, wiped out the corner flag in the process. Couldn't keep it in. It will be back to Manuel Balde, one of the 3 Baldes in the starting 11, along with Captain Mama and Elvis on the opposite wing. Young goalkeeper, 21 years of age. Pretty tall, though. Even by goalkeeping standards, 1.94 meters, or 6'4" for those of you working in Imperial. Born in Portugal and plays in the Portuguese second tier for Penafiel. This is his 5th appearance for Guinea-Bissau. Called up to represent the country at the 2021 AFCON. It's a clean sheet on his debut in a friendly in 2022. Despite Ethiopia's strong start, Manuel Balde not really called into action of any note in the first 10 minutes. Will that change here as Ethiopia look to bring the ball forwards again? Inadvertent 1-2. Works quite nicely for Beran. Fired away by Marcelo Diallo. There's Diallo again intercepting, and now a chance for Guinea-Bissau to break. Balde had an overlap from Mensada. It does end up with the right back eventually after Balde's pass, or potentially start of an attempted run. Either way, it was blocked. As was the case for Ethiopia. Guinea-Bissau just playing it back to the defenders. Looking to start again. Kande for Alvis Balde. Claimed it should have been his throw. Decision goes against him. Strong tackle, but ball remains with the away side. Ball over the top, the flag stayed down. It has now gone up. Of course, assistants encouraged to delay their raising of the offside flag in football currently. let the move play out. A clear decision, though, for the official. Waiting for the touch from the Ethiopian forward before raising his flag to make sure he was officially involved in the play. Not too far off from being inspired pass forwards over the top. Ran just slightly too early, trying to exploit that high line from Guinea-Bissau. All over to the left, this time for Falikande. Once again, it goes out for an Ethiopian throw, unable to get a tricky pass under control. Frustration from the crowd as they and Alpha Semedo both thought that bounced back onto an Ethiopian arm. Either way, back with the home side soon enough. Lovely turn from Ju. More appeals from both on and off the pitch. Referee remains unswayed, though. Kasai. Safe pass from Tafese back to his centre-back, Million Solomon. No sign of the high press from Guinea-Bissau. Looking to conserve energy, perhaps. Kasai again. Extended leg from Janio Bikel. Temporarily wins the ball back. It was a shot from range, an optimistic one, which has gone well wide. Allowed Balde to pick up and get us back underway. Not quite clicking yet for the hosts. Passes to the wings, going astray. Space here for Mama Balde. Finds himself a little space, looking for a neat interchange with Kasama. It doesn't come off. Tafese waiting to make his run. Kasai. Well held up by Wandimu. He's now made his way over to the left wing. This is good play by Ethiopia, patient. Holding onto the ball well, frustrating their hosts. A lot of the play going through Kasai. Left wing currently favoured. Slightly to the right. Trying to draw Guinea-Bissau out and create some space. Flicked on by Kasai. Beats into the ball, though, was Wogen Gezahin. Lifted forwards towards Mama Balde, who goes down holding his head. Wins a free kick. The 28-year-old scored Guinea-Bissau's first game of the qualification campaign, the opener against Burkina Faso. That's his 4th for his country, most of anyone in the current squad. He's a likely source of more goals for Guinea-Bissau in years to come. Spent last season, as mentioned, on loan at Lyon from Troyes. I think he'll find himself another home, most likely next season, with Troyes having at the start of his tenure been relegated down to the 2nd tier of French football, and now found themselves in the 3rd. Back-to-back relegations for Troyes, club owned by the City Group, but not matching up to their high standards, as we know across world football. There have been protests there against the ownership. I feel they're used as a breeding ground for the bigger city clubs. Either way, can't see Mama Balde playing in the 3rd tier of French football. Had a decent season with Lyon. Would have liked to score a few more. Notched up a career best 12 in the 22-23 season for Troyes, despite that relegation. That was also the case whilst playing for Dijon in 2020-21. Relegated from Ligue 1 as well. There is an option to buy at the end of that loan spell with Lyon. We'll see if it is taken up. For now, though, very much focused on his duties for his country, the honour of the armband. 3 important points to try and claim here on home soil. Could see them move up to 2nd, temporarily top of the group. Egypt and Burkina Faso playing a little later. Currently have a break because Jefferson and Sada has gone down. He'll be checked over by the medics. Just caught awkwardly from behind. Seems to be holding his ankle. I saw the collision higher up. I'll hope he's good to continue. Just looks threatening down that right wing from fullback. Manuel Balde gets us back underway. Ball forwards was towards Dew. It's going to break back for Ansada. He's beaten to the ball. Just warming back up after that knock. Get it under control. Guinea-Bissau, and it's Ethiopia instead who tidy things up. It's that match between Egypt and Burkina Faso kicking off in a little under 3 hours' time. The top 2 in Group A. That, of course, so good news for Guinea-Bissau effectively. Only one can come away with a win, or of course they'd pick up a point each in the event of a draw. Either way, a win here for Guinea-Bissau. Put them in a nice position in the group standings. Balde makes it work one way or another. Gets it back from Bikel. A little unorthodox from the captain. Flicked it over. Cross also A little unorthodox and a shot either way from Elvis Balde. It was immediately blocked though, up into the air, gathered up by Said Habtamu. Space here. Demte looking to flick it through, but clearly in an offside position. Spin Tafese frustrated. Demte should have taken that on himself. Gone back again in the half. And felt the need to die there, Manuel Balde. Head in hands from Menyelu Wandimu. There's a chance. Opportunistic, trying to catch the keeper out, and it was a nice strike. Not too far wide. Bissau are going to have to be a little more careful. Once again, too much power on the pass out to the right wing. A frustrating first quarter of the game for Guinea-Bissau. Haven't really worked Habtamu as yet. Latest down is Falikande. Holding his head. Another who plays his football in France. His quarters. Bekele Beran did his best to avoid his opposite number. Fellow fullback. Marknet gets it back. Errant pass though, and the speed of Mama Balde. Nearly nicked the ball away. Did himself some damage in the process, seemingly. Landing a little awkwardly on that right knee. He looks in some pain. This will be a worry for Luis Morte and the home fans. The captain down in some pain. He'll be checked over. Played 5 minutes in the recent Coupe de France final, Mama Balde. Lyon, though, beaten by Paris Saint-Germain. It was quite an astonishing turnaround from Lyon, in which he played his part, scored and assisted during a 12-minute cameo in the dramatic and crucial 4-3 win against LOSC Lille. As Lyon came from very bottom of the table around the winter break, the way back up to claim a spot in Europe. Quite a comeback. No sign of a comeback from either side just yet, cancelling each other out. Nobody really getting best of this first half an hour. On taking control. Balde looks to be fine to continue. If a little frustrated that wasn't backed up in his press there. Ball in the direction of Wandimu. Bounces on through to Manuel Balde. Commentators worldwide very appreciative of his parents for adding that Manuel on. So it would be an identical name to his captain otherwise. Manuel Mama Samba Balde, captain, goes by Mama Samba Balde. Demte sends it right, it's left by Beran. Solomon weighs up his options. Sold his midfielder a little short, but flicked on, and Tafese looking to chase, but shepherded out. Conte sends it long. Ju does really well. Take down his head and then flick it over one defender. And here is the aforementioned cooling break. Chance for the players to take on all important fluids. An organic place to stop the play for the referee, just short of the half-hour mark. We spoke about Ethiopia's history in continental football and their adventures trying to get to the World Cup. Guinea-Bissau, who we'll watch a few of the highlights of here, and about as close as they've come to threatening. Mama Balde's dangerous ball in, just about dealt with the outstretched leg of, I think it was William Solomon. Guinea-Bissau, despite their effective youth as a national side, having only tried to qualify for a World Cup for the first time in 1998 in France, first since being confirmed as a FIFA member, have been a force on the continent in recent years, qualifying for their fourth successive Africa Cup of Nations last year, though they are yet to win a match at Africa's top tournament. Each of their first three appearances, they drew one match and lost two, crashing out at the group stage, hoping to improve early this year, but actually fared worse, losing all three games to Equatorial Guinea, Nigeria, and the eventual champions, and of course hosts Cote d'Ivoire. Tough group. Cote d'Ivoire only scraped through, despite eventually going on to lift the trophy. Equatorial Guinea topping the group there. We're one of only two teams in the tournament to lose all three group stage matches, but as I said, bounced back recently with a friendly win and looking to get their first competitive win in a while here. Can they do so from a corner? It's fired in low by Moreto Kasama, and the shot from range flies well over Valikande. They are the third seeds in Group A, Guinea-Bissau, behind, of course, Egypt and Burkina Faso. They'll be dreaming of securing one of those top two spots, as shown by Equatorial Guinea in that AFCON tournament. You can defy the odds. Tafesse, Jefferson and Sada doing his defensive duties, showing how much he can threaten in attack down that right wing. That's a lovely drop of the shoulder to buy himself some space to make the clearance. Touch not as impressive from Alpha Semedo. Hands over possession again. Daran. His ball in, blocks, but it'll be an Ethiopia corner. One taken quickly by Bekele Baran. Fired in at the second attempt, but cleared away again by Opasongonte. Absolutely hammered. Free in the box. Well over. Disappointing efforts in truth from Menyele Wandimu. I think the reaction of the forward tells you he knows could and should have done better with that. There haven't been many opportunities in this first half. He's got a shot away in anger inside the opposition box for either side. Elvis Balde. Nice ball towards Marita Kasama. He couldn't turn away. As the drums ring out inside the stadium. Tempo of the match is still fairly low. There is an element of conserving energy amid the stifling conditions in Bissau. Good tackle. How can Mama Balde make the most of it? Looking to burst away from Beniam Demte. He would have beaten that man for pace, but there was another in yellow waiting, unfortunately for Balde. Ju trying to take it down. It's away a free kick though. And another potential chance goes begging. Clash with Million Solomon. Said Havtamu gets us back underway. Ethiopia with another opportunity to put the ball into the box, half dealt with by Opasongonte. Smart play though from Falikande to buy the free kick and, in a sense, invite the tackle from behind. Songonte, another, plays his football in France. Mentioned Falikande, the other, along with Mama Balde. Kande playing for Metz, who have just been relegated from the top tier, losing the playoff with historic Saint-Etienne. Going back down at the first time of asking, having only just been promoted 12 months ago. Kande helping them return to the top flight. Over 75 appearances now for the French club. Sangonte playing for Dunkirk, having spent a lot of his life in France. Born in Senegal. Moves to France at a young age. Holds Senegalese, Bissau, Guinean and French nationality. Chose to represent Guinea-Bissau ultimately. His debut in 2020. Ironically, in a loss to Senegal. He's been very consistent. Name chosen by now Luis Morte, previously South Guinean head coach. Akira Kande. This is 27th cap. Sangonte now. Holding the line. Ethiopia not threatening as much, but they might do here because it's another mistake at the back. Not pounced on again by Wandimu. Needs to do better. Can he do better here? At least a simple pass this time. Back to Gezehen. Options in the middle. 3 in yellow waiting. They weren't picked out by Mark Nate. But it is a Guinea-Bissau free kick ultimately. They really could have done with threatening more from chances they've been handed. It's very much been a case of that by Guinea-Bissau, just passing the ball to Ethiopia players on a few occasions in their own half. That's much better though from Balde. Bursts away after slipping it through the legs of an Ethiopian midfielder all the way to the edge of the Ethiopia box. Eventually then stopped in his tracks, but it's kept alive by Ju, who cuts inside. Crowd getting excited. Ju goes down. The referee points for an Ethiopia free kick. Ju, another one who'll have to be acclimatizing slightly. He plays his football in Denmark. Midtjylland, recent heroes in the big UEFA competitions. Minnows living out fairy tale stories. He's fared well in Denmark as Francelino Ju. Cut out well by Semedo, but he gave it away immediately again. Not for the first time in this first half. Overlap from Kasai. Fali Kande. Frustrated not to get the decision. To say, looked like it did catch Mark Nate on the way through. He'll take the corner though, and quickly. Headed away by Semedo. All the way back to Habtemu. Dempsey. Kasai finds a forward pass. It's a low block currently being employed by Guinea-Bissau. It's proving hard to get through. hangs on to the ball despite the close attentions of Moreto Kasama. Lovely change of direction, and it's an excellent ball in as well. Nearly finding Mark Ney, but beaten by Songonte crucially for the Guinea-Bissau centre-back. Another free kick though for Ethiopia. Songonte looks like he took a whack in the process of making that clearance. Now 15 minutes, soon enough to shake that off. Free kicks left, dummied by Jamal. Dummied or missed as he attempted to flick it. Either way, could have worked out, but didn't, and neither did the Bissau counter-attack. Chafese running at Insada. Both got pace. Both backing themselves to win the foot race there. Only one can. On that occasion, it was the latter. Into the final minute of the schedule 45. Soon we'll have one or two added on. Maybe time for one last chance for one of these sides to snatch the lead. Cliche goes that it's the best time to score, just before the break. There will indeed be 3 minutes of additional time, of course, with that cooling break as well. Will this be the final chance of the half? Insada lays it back. Kasama back to Insada. Comes back onto his right, finds Kasama again, and it breaks, and the shot was spilt by Habtamu. But he adjusted and was able to tidy it up in the end. Francelino Jew with the shot. Finally, a well-worked move and a shot in anger from inside the Ethiopia area. It was the number 9, too close to the keeper. Managed to recover, make amends for that spill almost immediately. Nearly the local boy winning the hearts of the local fans. The talk of some of the Guinea-Bissau players born in Senegal or Portugal. As side flag goes up against Menyelu Wondimu. Yes, Francelino Jew, born right here in Bissau. Still a teenager, 19 years of age, for a few more days at least. Turns 20 later this month. In the very city he was born in. Nearly giving his country the lead. An important game. It's causing trouble there again for both Ethiopia centre-backs who both hit the turf. Solomon back up. Jamal still down. Touch of cramp, seemingly. Touch dehydrated maybe, or perhaps a collision with Jew in the process of that battle. Either way, he'll be checked over more thoroughly by the team's medics. Here was that chance. It all came from the movement of Kasama and Insada. Chance ultimately breaking for Jew. Those two had interchanged twice between themselves. chance to take on refreshments, but that might be the half-time break once we get back underway. 3 minutes have elapsed, albeit with around one of them focused on the treatment of Fetchitin Jamal. Referee does allow play to get underway. No immediate blow of the whistle, and there could be a final chance here for Ethiopia. Well dealt with though at the back by Guinea-Bissau. No miscommunication between Ensada and Balde. The former is now bombing back up the right wing. Burst from Samedo, flicked on by Balde. It's Elvis Balde who runs onto it and goes down. Appeals, Balde still rolling off the pitch. Most of the appeals in truth coming from the stands rather than Elvis Balde's teammates. He's helped back to his feet by Francelino Dew. Certainly big chunk on the ball from Yared Kasai. Taken short before Ethiopia were really paying attention. The header's back into the danger area. Another header drifts wide from Dew, and there goes the half-time whistle. Late flurry of activity, mostly in the direction of the visitors' goal, but nonetheless, it is all level at the halfway point. Guinea-Bissau 0, Ethiopia 0. Balde leads his players off.
አሸናፊ ልጅ ነኝ ያበሾቹ ዘር አለምሽ ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ አለምሽ ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ አውቃለሁ ጠንቅቄ ስለ ሀገር ፍቅር አለምሽ ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ አለምሽ ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ ኢትዮጵያ ሀገሬ ኩሪ በልጆችሽ አለምሽ ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ አለምሽ ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ በካምቦሎጆ ላይ ስምሽ ገነነልሽ አለምሽ ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ አለምሽ ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ ይሁን ካታንጋ ቸፕ ካፍራት ተላፎ ቸፕ አንድ ድምፅ አንድ ላይ ቸፕ በዝማሬ ይድመቅ ቸፕ አለን ልብና ደጋለን ከማናንሽ የዱሩቴት ላለማስሬ ላለው ኢትዮጵያ ስሬ ከማናንሽ የዱሩቴት ላለማስሬ ላለው ኢትዮጵያ ምንጊዜም ዋልያ 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 ምንጊዜም ሉሲ 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 ምንጊዜም ዋልያ 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 ምንጊዜም ሉሲ 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 አያሆ ማታ ነው Let's አሸናፊ ልጅ ነኝ አበሾቹ ዘር አለምሽን ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ አለምሽን ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ አውቃለሁ ጠንቅቄ ስለ ሀገር ፍቅር አለምሽን ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ አለምሽን ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ ኢትዮጵያ ሀገሬ ኩሪ በልጆችሽ አለምሽን ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ አለምሽን ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ በካምቦሎጆ ላይ ስምሽ ገነነልሽ አለምሽን ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ አለምሽን ዛሬ ነው ዛሬ ሸባዬ ላለሁ ዘንድሮ ሰም ነጋሪት ይመታ ከበሮ ኢትዮጵያ አለን አይዞሽ ቆመናል የእናት ሀገሬ ለቤተሰቦቼ ታገላለሁ በስፖርቱ ታሪክ ሰራለሁ ለእናት ሀገሬ ለቤተሰቦቼ ታገላለሁ በስፖርቱ ታሪክ ሰራለሁ ምንጊዜም ዋልያ 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 ምንጊዜም ሉሲ 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 ምንጊዜም ዋልያ 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 ምንጊዜም ሉሲ 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 አያሆ ማታ ነው ድሌ አያሆ ማታ ነው ድሌ አያሆ ማታ ነው ድሌ አያሆ ማታ ነው ድሌ ማታ ነው ድሌ አያሆ ማታ ነው ድሌ ማታ ነው ድሌ አያሆ በስፖርቱ ሜዳ ላይ ድልን ተቀዳጅተን አያሆ
Welcome back to Bissau for the second half of this third CAF qualifier for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In Group A, Guinea-Bissau and Ethiopia facing off. And it is all level at the halfway point. No goals in the first half. Late flurry of activity, mostly coming from the home side. They were certainly the favourites coming into the game, but it was Ethiopia who had the better of the early stages. Made the home side sweat a little. Both sides sweating, in truth. It is well into the high 30s in terms of the temperature in Bissau. Cooling breaks required. But still, the heat on for Guinea-Bissau to find an opener. Could do with the 3 points here. Ethiopia, I think 3 points would be a bonus for them. And perhaps settle for the draw. Maybe doing them a little injustice there, but after having picked up 4 and 1 points, respectively, in the first 2 games of their qualification campaigns. Guinea-Bissau certainly looking to move on to 7 and what would take them at least temporarily top of the group. Egypt and Burkina Faso playing later this evening, the top 2 in Group A currently, and certainly the 2 favourites. But yes, they've proven hard to break down for the most part. Ethiopia, a couple of late chances. Francelino Jew, the number 9, with the best one. But we are now back underway for the second half. Referee gets us going. 45 minutes left to try and find a winner here in Bissau for this final 45 minutes. Guinea-Bissau now shooting from right to left as we watch on in all red. Ethiopia in all yellow. No changes in personnel, seemingly, at half-time. As for any tactical changes where they might show themselves over the course of the second half. For now, it looks similar enough to the 4-3-3 that both head coaches have opted to go with here. Maybe that reason for them cancelling themselves out of touch in the first half. Not too many chances. As mentioned, due with the best of them, and 2 in stoppage time alone for the Guinea-Bissau. Number 9, born and raised in this city. Gatok Panom, the Ethiopian captain, keeping things ticking over in midfield. Ethiopia looking to retain a decent amount of the ball, as they did for the first 45, but they've given it away inside their own half. Mama Balde looking to flick it on and beyond. Betujin Jamal. Now it's given away by Guinea-Bissau. Was brought on by Gezahen. He delayed his pass too long. And tight call or not, it was offside for Anyalu Wandimu. 1 or 2 decent chances of his own. The Ethiopian forward. Also yet to truly test Manuel Balde, the Bissau Ghanaian goal. So even with the scores level, in the live standings, Guinea-Bissau would move up to second, above Burkina Faso by a single point, and could, of course, remain there if they were to lose to Egypt in the game this evening. Sierra Leone having already played Djibouti in the 3rd round of Group A games, come away with their first win of the campaign. Shot from range was from Bekele Beran, right back. Optimistic, a little too optimistic perhaps on that occasion. It's a lovely ball forwards for Jefferson and Sada. He's got space by the byline, flicks it in, he found Balde. His header only took it down in front of him. And Ethiopia can now tidy up at the back. Bravely tidied up, then given away on doing all that good work. Handed over to Alpha Semedo. Looks to burst forwards, still battling just to get his foot back on the ball and win possession back. And Sada gets it back from Bikel. Guinea-Bissau retreat back to the centre circle. A sign of what they can do there if they put their minds to it. As there was once or twice late in the first half. Another there. Ball forwards towards Mama Balde again, who seems to be playing in a more central position in the second half. Couldn't get his body sorted out. Trying to adjust. The ball eventually floating just over his head. A clear shirt pull there from Falikande, which will earn him surely the first booking of the game. Indeed, there is the yellow card. Kanan Markney's shirt hanging off the back of him now. Kande goes into the book. The mess man making a bit of a mess of that. Right in front of the referee. Finally reaches to his pocket for the first time on the 50-minute mark. He's resigned that the card was coming there, Falikande. We'll see him replaced at some point now in the second half. No risks needing to be taken by Luis Bermorte. Take a few more risks in attack and looking to counter. Running into trouble though, Moreto Gassama. Ball back to Ethiopia. Another opportunistic shot, even more so this time. I think maybe actually rather booted out of play sportingly with a player from each side down. It is Gassama and also the captain Gatok Panom who came together. I think a little winded, perhaps the former at least, who's holding his stomach. Panom, I think it's an ankle issue. Grimacing, currently the captain. Do his very best to continue if he can. Still 5 substitutions available to both the coaches. Decision perhaps to make for Gebremeden Haile. Looks less troubling for Gassama. Has been a renewed vigor about Guinea-Bissau since they came back out of the tunnel. Luis Bermorte with his first half-time team talk. Former Fulham assistant coach, now back in the top job. It's first time for quite a while. His only previous managing job was with 4th tier Portuguese side Sintrense between 2017 and 2018. Most of the time since then he's been assistant to Marco Silva, his fellow Portuguese. Both players able to make their way back on as we get back underway. See if it's permanently the case for the Ethiopian captain. Guinea-Bissau hit nicely around the area, but final ball lacking. Comfortable for Habtamu. He'll make Francelino do those extra few meters. Expend that little extra energy. One back again by Semedo. He's having a better second half. Nice turn from Ju. Here's Balde. Has to flick it on again to his namesake. But Elvis Balde not on the receiving end. Cut out before he could get to him. It's back with Kande on the left-hand side. Nice ball in. It's towards Balde at the back stick. Ju. Now Mama Balde. He misses it. And that looks to be a nasty head collision. Immediately stopped. Play by the referee. Both players down. Yared Kesai putting his body on the line. I don't think either of them, thankfully, were knocked unconscious. Kesai first at the ball and maybe get a close-up from the wide shot. Balde clearly not heading the ball. I think maybe catching the shoulder. It was Elvis Balde at the back, kept it alive. Then Ju with his foot back in the direction it came from. Oh no, it's into the back of the head of Kasai from Mama Balde, his cheek, and that will have been a sore one. Both players back sitting up, I'm pleased to say. Being treated, head injuries rightly taken very seriously in football these days. We check for any signs of concussion, and the medical teams believe that's the case. So being forced to be substituted off. Both back on their feet now, though, and seemingly will be fine to continue. If a little shaken and stirred. Fans in the stands appreciate the commitment. It was a crucial piece of defending from Yara Kasai. Mama Balde would have headed that very graciously into a pretty much empty net. Jefferson Sada tidies up. He also took a knock in the first half. Seemingly nothing too major for him either. Beniam Demte claiming got the ball. Elvis Balde still rolling around, and there's the second yellow, which goes the way of the man in yellow. Still appealing. Feels he got the ball. I'll reserve judgment until we see it back. Of course, the referee doesn't have that luxury. But he's got to cross the player without touching the ball. Certainly one that could go either way. Referee's decision final. Of course, he with the most informed opinion, arguably, in the stadium, so we defer to that decision. Balde back to his feet as well. So can Guinea-Bissau cook anything up with this free kick? Out left to Valikande. Balde tries to let it go through his legs. In fact, that was Marita Kasama, a bit further forwards than usual. Now it's with Frontalino Chu. Back into the path of Kasama, but just beyond the midfielder, running through for Zaid Habtamu. Gratefully picks up the ball. Puts an end to the danger once again. A few appeals and a look to the sidelines from Monyele Wandimu, but no free kick. Ethiopia, though, have the ball back. Captain quickly closed down. Alpha Samedo. He plays it away from the defensive midfielder. It's out. Raking ball to the left, looking for Mesfin Tafese. Overhit, as was the case for a lot of the breaking balls from Guinea-Bissau in the first half. Crispo Morte maybe pointing that out to them. They've got that under control. Been playing it along the ground a little more so far in the second half. It's been working better. That's well worked by Ethiopia. Markne waits for the overlap, but turns it down. Goes back to Demte. Then back to Jamal. Baran gives it away. Referee, though, blows for a free kick. Perhaps fortunately for Ethiopia, because Mambalde was about to stick his head down and head towards goal. We've only had one player between him and the goalkeeper. As we just tick past the hour mark, get the first change of the game. Making way is Elvis Balde. And on in his place, number 18, Famara Quizera, 22-year-old. Also plays in the Portuguese second tier for Académico de Viseu. sixth appearance for his country. He's got just the one goal. He had another here. He will very much please the local fans. But for now, they have a corner to deal with. Number of corners picked up by Ethiopia. Course of the game so far. It's wide in low again. Found its way through a sea of bodies. Was eventually hacked away. This time it's Marcelo Diallo who fires into row Z. Anywhere will do for Guinea-Bissau right now. Little on the back foot. Towards the long throw. Trying the ball. It's only to the edge of the area. Headed back by Gezahen. And well, Balde under no pressure. Picks up. Sets Guinea-Bissau on their way. Smedo robbed of the ball. His fellow number 8. This is well worked from Ethiopia. Can they get the shot away? Shot blocked. Tefese looking to finally test Balde. It's given away once again. The shots. Whistles wide. Well, they didn't look overly worried. Hard to see from this angle, but I think a fair way wide of the far post in the end. Mistake though by Semedo, rangy midfielder. Made a few in the first hour of this game. Picked up his nation's only assist of the qualifiers so far. Generally more defence-minded. Getting forwards and creating one of Guinea-Bissau's 2 goals so far in this campaign. Places club football in Saudi Arabia for Al Tai. It's over his head there. Taken on by Gezahen. Offside flag seemingly goes up against Ethiopia. Despite the protestations of their substitutes, there was also one. You can see why. Made the point that was a very tight call up against Marcelo Diallo for Biniam Wedayu Fikru. "20-year-old immediately involved in the action, having replaced Wandimu. Had a frustrating game in all, in truth. A couple of chances going his way, didn't make the most of them. Now replaced. Kande. Turn from Amabalde. Rather fooled himself though, more than the defender. A little over a quarter of the game remaining. Still, we wait the deadlock to be broken. It won't be there. Valikande's made his run too early. Oh, did he? For the benefit of a replay, might just have been played on by Ethiopian defender on the far side. Ethiopia dropping a little deeper now after their strong starts of the game. Maybe an issue here for Valikande. So over on the sidelines, maybe just waiting for the ball. Look to be in discussions with a technical member of staff. Lovely control from Dew after receiving the flick on from Mama Balde. Oh, I can return to just calling Balde now in the absence of Elvis Balde. Shouldn't be too much confusion between him and Manuel, the opposite ender of the field. Some discussions, but it is the substitute for Mana Quizera. Takes the corner, it's into a great area. It's fingertips from Said Habtamu. He's prevented a man in red from behind, flicking that home. It was very much into the most dangerous area of the 6-yard box. Keeper just about able to get a hand to it and push it away for another corner. This one to be taken once again by Quizera. Showed why he is the new set piece taker. He match up to previous level. He's found Opasongonte at the front post, flicked on. Nobody picking it up, but kept alive by Alpha Samedo. Taken away from him by Markney. That's a lovely flick by Fikru. Fikru continues his run. It's 2-on-1 here. Ethiopia checking back though, and ultimately it's a disappointing shot. Fikru over to the referee now, complaining, I think, of a shirt pull. He might have talked himself into the book here. It's just a firm word in his ear from the referee. That was nearly a big chance for Ethiopia. Well, it certainly was a big chance. One they didn't make the most of. Temporarily 2-on-1. With Fikru in acres of space. Choice of the shot maybe wasn't the best. Shows how quickly things can change. Ethiopia have been pinned back for most of the second half, in truth. One piece of brilliance, the flick from Biniam Fikru, both substitutes immediately showing their worth since being introduced. Fikru's flicks set them away there. It's Quizera again causing trouble, winning a free kick for Guinea-Bissau. 20 minutes left. Surely more substitutions incoming. Having seen the impact of the first for each manager. Quizera again to take. Different angle of attack here to the corners. Could be an in-swinger. Of course, all the chaos earlier. This will be an out-swinger. That one straight to Said Habtamu. Needed 2 bites of the apple to gather it up, but did so in the end. Looked to unleash Fikru, but forward barging over Falikande, giving away a free kick. It's up a nice ball into the path of Fikru. Next to cut inside. Was Insada over, defending in the middle, the right back. Did enough, not once but twice. And now, Balde on the left wing. Quick feet. But Ethiopia doubling up on the Lyon forward, stopping him in his tracks. Guinea-Bissau with the throw now. Songonte over to Insada. It's a slip from Songonte. Diallo has to get back here, but it's Fikru who's closing in on goal, tries his luck, but it's straight at Manuel Balde. Once again, a big opportunity presented to Ethiopia. Fikru just didn't have the pace to get away from the recovering Bissau Ghanaian defenders. It's another let-off for the home side. Slight nervous ripple around the stadium. Estadio Vinci Quattro de Setembro. Yeah, slightly less exotic 24th of September stadium if we're going with English. Not quite full to capacity of 15,000, but plenty of noise. It's going to be the wrong kind of noise if you continue to give the ball away, though. This time handed to the Ethiopian captain, Panom. Gets it back, turns away, turns down the idea of a shot, and instead hands the ball to Jefferson Insada. Under-hit pass, and now Guinea-Bissau can get on the front foot. I think it might just have been offside, but Dewey's going to carry on anyway. Habtamu's in no man's land, but was handed a reprieve by the assistant referee. Flag eventually went up. Much of the frustration of Moreto Kasamu pounding the turf in despair, having run the length of the field and was there ready for what he thought was going to be an unguarded net, at least in terms of the keeper. Just making that run too early for Antolino Jew. And so, with 15 minutes remaining, the second cooling pause, which will be punctuated by at least one more substitution. Hard to see if there are more ready on the touchline with all the players on the touchline. Certainly, the board held up with the numbers 2 and 5 on it, which could be for either side. Maybe it will be the end of Falikande's game. There is that corner, one of the biggest chances for the home side, just missed by Alpha Samedo, and then flicked away by Habtamu, or the man at the back stick could capitalise. Had a good game overall, Said Habtamu. Done all that's been required of him. Arguably should have been tested more, but with only about 10 caps to his name, an assured performance from 26-year-old, plays his football in Ethiopia for Adama City. There aren't many in the Ethiopia squad who play their football outside of the home country. waiting on the bench. Surafel Dagnachu plays in the USA now. It was indeed Fally Kande who made way for Prosper Mendy. Number 5 entering the pitch. Pretty much a straight swap. Left back for left back. Mendy plays his football in Belgium for Olympique Charleroi. Having joined from Kazakh side, FC Kaiser, about a year ago. His first involvement is to Bandelova Kanan Markney, who's still down, holding his head. Welcome to the game. Also, one in single digits in terms of appearances. Prosper Mendy. It's a fairly youthful squad overall. Average age of both is around 25, 26. Also, we're going to Gezehen, hoping to get involved a little more in this final 10 minutes or so. One of the Ethiopian forwards have had too much to do in the second half. So they began to sit deeper as a group.